Welcome to the 6:50 News with me, Kejang Henry Atimbe. Thanks for being there. As usual, our top story. Senatorial showdown as parties clash on Sunday, March 12. Campaigns gathers team with lobbyists playing the ghost or the chess game for senatorial seats and to harvest the joker. The world celebrates one of the most vital parts of the human body, the kidney, with over 815 million people worldwide living with chronic kidney diseases. 6:50 News cast an eye on the sensitization campaign going on across the country. Top stories.
Canal International.
Thanks and welcome. Join us on our social media handle on YouTube and on our Facebook page. Now, temperature is rising as the Senate elections for the Senate gathers steam. And of course, as it is less than 3 days to go for the election, political parties are already negotiating and lobbying for what should be a multicolor Senate. Let's have the report on the temperature so far as political parties are bracing up for the game. As election day narrows, parties and their candidates running for the Senate are strategizing as campaign gathers steam. In the littoral, the message was clear from the Secretary General of the party dispatched to take the temperature of the campaign. Discipline must reign. No hatred and absolute collaboration from the councillors.
The CPNR proposes to work on the fundamental problems that hinder the development process of the decentralized local authorities, to make strong pleas to the government in order to provide them, with the necessary competencies for the implementation of projects, to make strong pleas to the government to assign the necessary human skills, to the decentralized local authorities for them to function properly. We propose to work towards the effective transfer of the 15% of the state budget to the decentralized local authorities.
Armandine Bell held the list with old guards like Mangazang, Celestin Kechanga, Ngahan Yinda, and Olivier Billet. Elsewhere, the PCRN of Cabral Libby has dispatched its campaign teams across the 4 divisions of the littoral to woo the electorate. According to the communications division of the party, their strategy is not different from grassroots politics. And we stay with the senatorial election as the Cameroon Democratic Front says it will not tolerate the transportation of voters by political parties. This old practice, according to the party, facilitates fraud and is against the electoral code. Hyacinth Chair was part of this outing and report.
Denis Emilien Atangana, president of FDC, and his candidates for the upcoming senatorial elections, before the press, this March 9, put on guard the ruling CPDM party to avoid any sort of fraud on Sunday, March 12, and consider the Electoral College as voters and not militants.
Le jour du vote, ils ne sont pas militants d'un parti politique, mais ils sont simplement des électeurs.
On voting day, they are not militants of a political party, but electors and citizens. So we are declaring today that the transportation of voters by a political party is violating the law and it gives a bad image of our democracy. Voting is supposed to be liberal, free and fair.
Libre, transparent et juste.
The young party that will be taking part in the senatorial elections for the first time calls for the respect of the electoral code, which stipulates that all forms of campaign must end at the eve of the polls.
Le militantisme s'arrête à la veille du vote.
Apart from voting, any other activity on the elections day is illegal. Campaign ends at midnight. Within the campaign period, you can transport your electors, even by plane. It is your right. The councillor has to leave his house to the voting unit. The councillor has to leave his house to the voting center without control from anyone.
C'est leur droit. Mais dès minuit, ça doit s'arrêter.
And it should be recalled that each municipal or regional councillor is legally entitled to the sum of 50,000 francs CFA to cater for his or her transportation to and from the polling units.
Well, thanks, Hyacinth. We stay with you as election observers have been told to make sure they stay on the field within the ambit of the laws and have no right to compromise with whatever political parties. That was made by the director of Elecam, Eric Esuse, as you report.
Barely 3 days to the senatorial polls, Elections Cameroon is reminding both national and international observers to play their role diligently on the D-Day, March 12.
Observation of election as usual, so that we think that there is the rule which guided the observation of the election, and they know them and they only to record them, so that on Sunday, 12 March, the election will be very smoothly and with no problem.
Reason why they are brought together by Elecam this March 9 in Yaoundé, to be drilled on the basic elements that can render them objective electoral observers while on the field.
We give them the practical information how to organize this election, and also to share their preoccupations. So we think that the meeting we used to do it, and we are going to have the information at both sides.
The Director General of Elections, Eric Esuse, used the training for
5,000 to dialyze themselves, blood transfusion, exams to carry out, medicine.
They came out to advise, educate, and sensitize the public on the dangers and how to prevent becoming a victim.
In hospitals, many patients are coming about this sickness, and you realize that you have to sensibilize people because the number is going up.
It starts with knowing one's status. Why the free test? Many saw the opportunity and did. Since we are what we eat and all we put in our stomach, it is the kidney that suffers. One kidney needs to be healthy. Making healthy food choice, eating what is good for the heart, making physical activities part of our routine, focusing on a healthy weight, enough sleep, putting out smoking and limiting alcohol intake, and others, the best way to prevent becoming a lifetime patient. On the second Thursday of the month of March, the World Kidney Day, it is being observed under the theme, Kidney Health for All, Preparing for the Unexpected, Supporting the Vulnerable. As it is feared that by 2040, kidney disease will be the 5th cause of mortality here in Cameroon.
Oh, thanks, Beatrice Ngamo. On the sidelines of the World Kidney Day, we caught up with some patients in Douala. Maureen D now reports that they have a lot of challenges having their treatment, which is extremely costly. Maureen.
Gong Colette has been suffering from kidney problems for some time now.
From 7 to 8 months, I've been doing dialysis. And before then, I was suffering from high blood. I was suffering from high blood for more than 3 years. Yes, I was following my treatment. They were giving me some tablets. They were not corresponding to my high blood. My high blood keep on rising.
She recounts some of her difficulties linked to treatment of the disease.
We have so many difficulties. First and foremost, I've told you about the blood issue. Yeah, it's not easy to have donut. If you want, when you bring a donut, they say they don't have identical. They don't have this problem. And secondly, we have also the problem of cross match. You know, a dialysis patient cannot have 60,000 and have 2 pounds of blood. It's impossible here. So you see, the expenses, it becomes too difficult for the dialysis patient.
Her family spends 150,000 francs CFA every month for dialysis. Her family spends a minimum of 150,000 francs CFA every month for her dialysis.
They are very expensive. High blood, kidney failure medication are very expensive. I spend 150,000 for a month.
She remains confident, just like these other patients who is suffering from a cardiac and kidney disease. He tells me he spends over 300,000 francs CFA for treatment every month. Patients say they have accepted their fate and continue to hold on to doctors as their best friends, living in anticipation of death. It should be noted, kidneys perform a crucial function of filtering and eliminate waste from the blood through urine. They also help to balance electrolytes and other fluids. They are usually damaged by a condition called chronic kidney disease.
Thanks, Maureen, there. Very unfortunate there. Now, technical education students have been encouraged to make sure they improve their skills and contribute in nation's building. And of course, this goes with the production of goods that will be as a substitute to imports and during Ambo.
Biggest problem is a mastery of digitalization, which can give her exposure. Just like her, so many women, especially those into small-scale businesses, are yet to master technology and innovations that come along. This justifies the theme of this conference on March 8 on innovation and technology, increasing transaction and volume of exchange thanks to the community currency.
Introducing them to community inclusion currencies. So the main principle of the community inclusion currency is to exchange goods and services because they have so much to offer. So they have goods, they have services, some of them sell tomatoes, some of them sell living their services, they eat at home. So we are helping them to actually track them, so do trade by barter but using digital.
According to the experts, women need to monitor digital developments that could create an impact. Experts are using practical examples for easier assimilation by the women.
We talk about the mobile money or the orange money that is based on the principle they understand easily because they are already used to the mobile money or the orange money, some of them. And if they don't understand, we'll go back to how we used to work before, that's trade by barter, to help them understand.
Organized by New Faces, New Voices, Cameroon, in partnership with the Association for the Support of Entrepreneurial Development, the women were told to believe in themselves and exploit their smartphones for better penetration of digital platforms.
Well, thanks, Maureen D. That was Maureen D reporting there on how the women have to hook up on the digital platform to make sure they produce their goods or make their goods well known through e-commerce. Drawing the curtains for the 6:15 news. I want to thank you very much for being there with us. I'm Kejang Henry Atembe. Coming up is Leo Piju with her guest. And of course, the big discussion today will be the saga at the university.